A pre-colonial child catches a wet wooden disc by the shore as an elder speaks the native word, yo-yo. Deep in the Samar rainforest, a young boy leaps across mossy roots, throwing and catching 2 dried seed pods tied to his wrist. Inside a smoky forge, a blacksmith drops an experimental iron-halved hunting tool into water with a sharp hiss. On a sun-baked Manila dock, a laborer idly spins a wooden disc, quickly hiding it in his sash when a Spanish guard looks his way. In a rainy province Nipa hut, a grandmother guides a boy's hands, braiding cotton string onto a polished piece of local ironwood. In Washington, D.C., an American general uses a stolen tribal wood carving to invent a savage jungle weapon myth for the press. In the dark hull of a steamship crossing the Pacific, a young migrant worker finds comfort in the rhythmic thud of a wooden disc in his palm. Under grand hotel chandeliers, Pedro Flores stands rigid in a heavy bellboy uniform, overlooked by wealthy guests. In a dim basement, Flores releases a hand-carved disc. It hangs an inch from the floor, spinning silently, the first sleeper in history. On a concrete city sidewalk, a bright red toy executes a perfect walk the dog, freezing busy 1920s businessmen in their tracks. In a crowded California garage, a crew of young Filipino immigrants loops strings around thousands of wooden axles for Flores' independent startup. At a lavish Chicago restaurant table, corporate mogul Donald Duncan snatches up a spinning Flores toy, recognizing a massive gold mine. A heavy metal stamp slams down on legal documents, locking the Tagalog word yo-yo behind an American corporate trademark. Beside a boardroom window, Flores signs a contract that transitions him from an independent factory owner to a paid corporate promoter. In a humid Manila hall, a roaring clack-clack-kek echoes as dozens of young men spin wooden discs, auditioning to become traveling champions. Amidst an Oklahoma dust storm, a young Filipino champion takes the stage, his dazzling routine bringing color to an impoverished crowd. On a brick school playground, American schoolboys press against a fence, watching a smiling Filipino demonstrator balance a spinning toy on his finger. Inside a midnight roadside diner, 2 exhausted Filipino champions wrap thick white tape around their blistered, bleeding fingers. Outside a New York department store, a family stares at a caricatured jungle native advertisement, completely buying into the corporate lie. In a post-war Manila market, a local boy hands over coins for an imported plastic Duncan Imperial, unaware of its native origin. Inside a strict classroom, a stern priest forcefully yanks a colorful toy from a student's hand, slamming it into a dark desk drawer. Inside a federal courtroom, a judge slams his gavel, stripping the corporate monopoly and liberating the word yo-yo back to the public domain. In the orange glow of a Cavite sunset, a father guides his daughter's hand, showing her how to throw a straightforward pass with a scuffed wooden disc. The glow of a computer monitor illuminates a cramped Manila internet cafe as teenagers watch a pixelated video of a modern, metallic ball-bearing toy. Amidst roaring jeepneys and shouting shoppers in Divisoria, a street vendor performs a hyperfast split the atom to draw a crowd of buyers. Under international stage spotlights, a young Filipino competitor launches a precision aluminum toy into the air. A blur of athletic precision and ancestral grace. In a contemporary province workshop, a drill cuts into a block of native mahogany as an engineer retrofits a wooden shell with a modern bearing. On a quiet porch at dusk, an old man throws a long, silent sleeper for his grandchild. The wood spins perfectly, finally back where it began.